Well, says there's one person here. Guess it's you and me. What do you want to talk about? Or should we just stare at each other? That's a plan. Stephen Warren, good morning, General. Stephen, I'd say fall in the ranks behind me, but it's just you and me. There's nobody else here. So instead of falling in the ranks, why don't we just pull up a chair? Hey, there's Go Smoke a Toad. Now we're getting a little action over here. People showing up. Whoa, holy Santa Claus shit. What's going on there? Smoke a Toad says hello. Fat Joe Canadian's up, old man. Elks Xbox. Oh, Xbox. Yeah, I keep fucking that up every time. Steve Krug's Rock Lounge, good morning. Chase says, good morning, General. Chase, aren't you watching from a hospital bed? Dennis says hello. God damn fucking screen jumping motherfucking. Sorry, it's morning time. Dennis says hello. Justin, good morning, boss. Wes Shepard, morning, chief. Rob says good morning. Joe Lowe says good morning, sir. Debbie, good morning. Corey, sneak attack, I'm here. Good morning. Yeah, you got in on it. Corinne, good morning. Whoa, the big ray of sunshine, Corinne. I think I might need that right in my face this morning. James says hello. Michael Jones says good morning. Marty Guy, I'm here. Jeff Higgins, hey, what's going on, bro? Just hanging out being me, man. It's the only thing I'm good at anymore. Hell on Wheels says, yo, a name I will never get right. What the fuck is that dude's name? Dimitrius Trevuskablet. That dude is from the heart of Russia or Ukraine, and he's saying hello. Took a time out from the fighting to say hi, because I'll never get that name right. Do something with Don at the end, says morning, sir. Scarecrow, what's up? Proud Southern Mama, good morning, everyone, from Eastern North Carolina. K Bringer 34, hello, you beautiful bastard from Kansas. Oh, yeah, good to see that person holding a cup of coffee angrily. Conspiracy Mama, good morning, fellow Gen Xers. Proud American, hello from Texas, and a good day to you, too. From here's to you. Dewey Osborne, good morning. Christopher Herbert, howdy doody. Vincent says good morning, everyone. Jonathan, morning, General. Happy Retro Day. There we go. Screen's jumping again, and there's a lot more. I covered the first, 35 or so. A lot of familiar names in here today. What the fuck are you guys doing up so early or late? Or, hey, man, I kind of expected the reason I'm here so early is because I have a lot of stuff to do around the house today. And Gen X Mom physically positioned herself in our bed and put her feet on my back and pushed me out of bed and said, go do a live. And I said, why? And she said, because you're going to reach all new people. There's different people up at different times. And I went, yeah, I'm not one of them. And she said, you need to go do this. So here I am, and expecting to see all different names. And look, it's the same crowd. It's the same repeat offenders. It's the He-Man Woman Haters Club all the way down the line. Every last one of you, God damn it, hey. I don't even have anything to drink or eat this morning. How did I even arrive at this location in my life? All right. Crease and K, good morning. Finally caught you on a live. Martin Duffy says, afternoon. Jake Wheat Guy, great morning to you. Still doing the what's up, good mornings. I'm trying to get them all. Lee Bryan from Scotland. William Hayes, another fellow Gen Xer, Latchkey the house. Yep, Latchkey in the house. Good morning, World Soccer Arcade Retro. Thanos, you trying to get everything on the picture? Michael Hargis, just for the record, I'm considering this as my going to church service for this Sunday. You know what, Michael? I should steal that. We should have a live on Sunday and call it your. I could probably fill out one of those forms to be an ordained pastor online. What couldn't you? Can't you do that? And then you get to name your own religion and your own cult or whatever it is. Wouldn't I get to say that we're the Legion of X? And if I was like an online ordained minister, wouldn't this count as church? A Zoom meeting church, of course, because we're trying to fit in with the parlance of our times, as they say. Yeah, I got to write that down. Hold on. That ordained minister stuff, that's fucking funny. I really do have notes here. Hold on. Boom. That's going in the books, my man. I got to steal that. Wouldn't that be funny to do Sunday services? We'll call, or whatever the fucking train wreck this is, but we call it a Sunday service. God, that'd be funny. Corey says, appreciate all the knowledge you shine upon us. Hey, Corey, I'm just dumping a bucket of cold water of other people's information. I promise you. I haven't had an original thought since 1972. William Swanson, let's go sailing. All right. Jack D, I think you're a legend, big fan from the UK. We need to get back to the old school values. Yeah, I would love to, Jack. I'd love to get back to the old school values. But I don't know how we can. So I'm thinking the best we can do is just shave off some of the stupid shit that goes on now. And what we're left with is more resembling that. I'm just picking those things off one at a time. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Eli, can we please talk about the People's Convoy? Now, you didn't say truckers convoy, and I haven't turned on the news on the radio in a few days because I've been busy. People's Convoy, is that something I don't really want to stop and Google it, but I'm guessing it's something new, probably in the United States. Something I missed. Don't T Wood, good morning, yo. Proud American. I'd fix you corned beef hash with some sriracha and cheese with an egg on top for breakfast. What the fuck, man? Let's go. I didn't get this big by eating nothing and drinking water. Corey, Gen X American meets Gen X Brit in a shared live would be cool. Here's your perspective on how American and Britain were different growing up as kids. Yeah, that'd be badass. How do I do that? I'm in. Corey, if that's a gig, man, just fucking hey, I'll show up. That'd be far out. I don't even know how to do that, but the kid does all the technical stuff. But yeah, Corey, if there's a way to do a live where I'm on with you, just talking about Brit stuff or whoever you had in mind, I'm there. I mean, not right now, not at this second, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm not opposed to it. Oh, Vincent said that'd be cool as fuck if you had your own church, not to mention the tax loopholes. I don't know. I guess that would be a gig, but you got to admit that when he wrote that you guys come up with some of the coolest shit ever. All of a sudden, you get to tell your wife and your wife's friends and your family you're going to church, and then when they all head out the door in the old station wagon, you come to your computer or your TV, or your phone, and sit down with a drink in your hand. I don't know, man. That'd be fucking funny as hell. I really got to look into that pronto. Church is not a building. It's getting together anywhere for a specific reason. Dewey, that is correct. There are a lot of buildingless churches. And doesn't the Bible say where two or more are gathered in his name? Isn't that what it says? I think it does. Karen Blakeman, yo, I'm scared. We're going to have World War III. We're not going to have World War III. It's not going to happen. I mean, unless Putin is insane, unless he has a medical condition, which I don't think he does. You guys got to realize he's using very little of his forces right now. Even not just the whole country. I mean, just the shit he's got lined up on Ukraine. Everyone admits, well, he's only using about 12% of his, he's just using he's got all these people. Yeah, he does. He knows that. He could walk through Ukraine in 3 days and have the whole country, but it would be ruined. And now you're ruling over a bunch of broken buildings and rebels. So I'm sure he's trying not to destroy everything in the process. This is just going to be a slow retreat for as long as he wants to drag this out. And I know you guys, I know everyone's listening to news, and it's not just Fox News and CNN. They're all saying the same thing. Oh, he ran out of gas. He ran out of fuel. He can't. Okay. Is there really anybody who believes that the second most powerful army on the planet, who's had many, many, many wars and logistics, ran out of fuel? That sound logical? You just like saying the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to play a 48 inning baseball game. The Dodgers, they got enough players. They got the stadium. They're going to play 48 innings straight. Oh, we ran out of baseballs. Oh, didn't see that coming. Boy, whoever's in charge of planning out baseball games didn't think we'd run out of baseballs. They ran out of fuel. There's no fucking way that's true. What army, the smallest army, would plan out how much shit we've got, how much fuel we need? Come on. That you write it down. Write down that I said that's going to end up being debunked one day, that was full of shit. There's no fucking way that's possible. We ran out of gas. I don't care all the news agencies. I'm looking at the vehicle right there. That Jeep, that motherfucking Jeep right there will not start. It's out of fucking fuel. You better tell the goddamn world. How ridiculous would Putin look if he ran out of gas? Oh, you're scary. You ran out of fucking gas. Okay. Come on, man. Gen Xers got nuts and bolts, common sense, street level. You gotta put two and two together and get four. 2 plus 2 is not green. This is not common core math. It's not how we're fighting a war. Give me a fucking break. No, Karen, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to belittle your comment there. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and I'm not there. My boots are not on the fucking ground. But there's some shit that comes across the TV that I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. No, no way. I've been on this planet half a century. Okay, doesn't mean I'm super smart. Just means I've seen a lot of stuff. I've observed. You could tell we all know OJ did it. You just know there's certain shit you just fucking know. Some of that shit's bullshit. Yeah, okay. Okay. Xbox, the number just went from 0 to 100. Literally, viewership just shot 145. Yeah, it jumped up. We got a couple people this morning hanging out and having a good time, having some food, learning about Cuba. Oh, my screen jumped. Okay, you guys, I want to scroll down here. Hold on. Did you hear? Scott says, did you hear Russia put their nuclear forces on high alert? Why? Why would they put their nuclear? And now, even if I did hear that, Russia would put their entire nuclear. Why? They have tactical nukes that are small, mobile. They even have nukes that are almost handheld. Why would they put their whole thing on? What? Do you think someone attacking Russia? Yeah, is that what's happening? Is China attacking from the rear? They switched it around. Come on, man. I mean, it's something you put out there, or you say, or you do as a stroke of genius to get the world riled up. Oh, and it's working. You believed it. Who cares? Even if they really did it, if they really flipped the switch, now they're at DEFCON 1. Nobody, unless there's something mentally wrong with Putin. Putin's got $10 billion personally. He's a rich fucking man. He's not going to try to fucking nuke the world and himself. He loves his life, man. He loves being a dictator. He doesn't want to roll over Ukraine and be a dictator of rubble. So he's trying to do this where he gets some shit. He doesn't want the world coming back and smoking Russia and making it a big parking lot. He wants to rule over some cool shit. Come on, man. This is common sense stuff. If I'm wrong, the first 50 people that email me after I'm proven wrong, I'm going to buy you some pizzas. There's no fucking way this is right. Cannonball Repair, what's up, dude? Paradise Arms, you've missed the Putin claiming he's moved nuclear weapons to high alert. I know. Unless he's fucking out of his goddamn mind, this is all posturing still. I mean, no, it puts everybody on the edge of their seat. And so nobody really wants to do anything because the guy's crazy and he might do some shit. If there's only a way to see if it was working, I wonder how we could tell if his ploy was coming to fruition. Let's see, if he says a bunch of crazy shit and does a bunch of crazy shit and then tricks everybody into freaking out, biting their nails and sitting on the edge of their seat, how would we know? Would people just be running around screaming with their hair on fire on the news and on the internet and on stupid live streams from the middle of the desert? Yeah. Relax, man. Relax. Cuban Missile Crisis. That was something. All right. Mr. Bum Fiddly, top of the morning, sir. Hope all is well. On my way to get a new table saw. Feel like the kid at Christmas. Off topic, I know. Well, Bum Fiddly, it all depends on what brand you're getting. If you find, locate, and purchase the wrong table saw made by Hercules, we're going to have a few issues. Go smoke a toad. Yeah, I am ordained. It's easy. The Bible says there is nothing new under the sun. No one actually has an original thought. Art Bell used to do collective conscious experiments with the audience. Yeah, you know what? Go smoke a toad. I knew we had a kindred spirit on that. I used to listen to Art Bell. Yeah, this had to have been back in the mid 90s. And he was always on at midnight. He had those shows on, and there was not a bigger conspiracy theorist than that dude. but he had people with credentials and stuff. Um, some of the stuff was crazy, but some of the stuff you're like, holy shit, that makes sense. And whatever happened to Art Bell? There was a period of time when it sounded like they black bagged him. A van pulled up and threw a black bag over his head and zip tied his hands and took off with him in a blue van with no windows. And then he was back on the air. Then there was a dude who took over for Art Bell. What was that dude's name? That's a cool cat too. I don't know, some really cool listening on that, man. You want to just relax and slip into the evening and sit out on a chair and look at the stars and have a little transistor radio going on next to you on the glass table out in your backyard. That's the fucking place to find it. Was that Art Bell and then whoever the dude was after him. Smoke a Toad, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Jeff Greer, by the way, I'm not getting notification of you being on live subscribe notification. Yeah, the Jeff dropped a 5 spot in there about getting the notifications. I get this all the time. I get emails in my box. Gen X mom, kid will. It's it appears to me. I'm not a technical guy, okay, when it comes to this stuff, but it appears that we have little to do with that on this end. And I've had the kid double, triple check, and the notes online say it's on your end, and you have to do it to your phone, turn on all notifications, your computer, go back and turn on all notifications. If you have an Apple TV or an iPad or whatever, every different one has to be set differently. And then people say that they're turned off. I've had people right here in the last stream say, yeah, man, I turned on my notifications. I didn't get the notification. I went back and looked and all of a sudden it was off. I don't know how to help you with that. The only thing I'm willing to do is, if you guys really want me to, is a half an hour before each program, before each time we go live, I am willing to go out in my backyard and light a big bonfire, and with a blanket, I will send up smoke signals. If that'll help you guys, I'm in. Will smoke signals and away we go. If that's something we can do, I'll do it. Jess says, hey, brother, Robert 28. It's one here, Central Mountain of Idaho. Proud American. I haven't been to church. I haven't been to my Church of Christ since they started bringing a guy to read the Quran once a week for diversity and acceptance. Yeah. You got to build a whole nother building for that, man. You don't incorporate, I mean, in Church of Christ, doesn't one of the verses say there will be no other gods before me? I guess he could be side by side. You could put the Quran side by side with that. And, the Muslim faith is not before him technically, but I'm thinking you're going to get a little talking to about that. I think God's going to sit you down and go, hey, you're fucking up. Quit it. You guys are the realest in the world. Get more of that 100%. Thanks, Troy. Brian Bevins, wake and bake with a Gen X. There's a weed store in town called Wake and Bake. So I've heard. Much respect, says it's a wrap, yo. T Wood, have you gone to electric since we're in LA? No, electric what? Cars? Hell no. Barry Dano, how the fuck did you find us here? Barry Dano, you are not in your time slot. Come on, man. Your time slot is over here. I mean, you got to be either you just waking up. Put the YouTube app on your phone. You'll get the push notification. Okay, is there a difference between the word notification and push notification? I haven't heard push notification, that term, in a while, but is it the same thing? It just means you're getting notified. Is that all that is? That's a legit question, because I don't know. Barry, thanks for that, man. Little information superhighway coming at you from my mind, Barry. Okay, what I miss? Come on, scroll around. Two Bear, you can disagree without disrespecting. As an American, you have every right to disagree, but as a Christian, you have no right to disrespect. Pastor Matt Brown. Two Bear, you jumped a little bit on me on there. Disagree. As an American, you have every right to disagree, but as a Christian, you have no right to disrespect. Yeah, I agree with that. You caught me off guard with the American and then Christian, because you can be both American and a Christian. That's all. All right. Bleepers, we're still talking about Putin. You guys got to realize you guys got a lot of conversation. Putin didn't call me when all this started and say, hey, man, I'm thinking about going into Ukraine. What are your thoughts? I'm thinking about telling everybody I ran out of gas. What are your thoughts? No one asked me shit. And I promise you, no one in the Pentagon called me and said, that motherfucker's about to do some shit. What do you want to do? No, nobody asked me anything. And that's where I wash my hands of the situation. I go, hey, you guys are fucking this all up. You didn't even call me and ask me. Don't ask me to give money and taxes to support this shit. Don't ask me to send my sons over there to fight. You fuckers didn't even call me and ask me what was going on. No input whatsoever. But now things are getting fucked up. You want taxpayer help? You didn't ask me shit. Nah, whatever. Dirty Knob says, good morning, General Travis. Hey, he's just knocking down building Ukraine. Just needs knock. He's just knocking down building Ukraine needs knocked down. Oh, he's just knocking down the buildings that are coming down anyway. All right. Oh, what am I doing here? Yeah, here's to you. It's called logistics, big guy. I know that. No one started a fucking war with a bunch of tanks and jeeps and helicopters and forget to have the logistics guy check in with, do we have enough fuel to do this? Oh. Joshua Danley, good morning, General. Just waking up, surprised to see you this early. Now I don't got to stay up all hours. I know. The whole point that Gen X mom kicked me out of bed this morning was to try to reach new people, new faces, new names, and here's the guess what? The same goddamn Legion of X jabonis that are there the whole time, and you're here again. Dave's not here, man. I'm in the basement working on a nuclear bomb for the end of the world party. I'm joking. No need to raid my home. Dave, as soon as you said that, can you hear it? Dave, listen. Shh. Yeah, that's a very distant sound of those black helicopters coming, man. I'm sorry, but you're going down. You don't talk that shit around here. You're going down. Okay, moving on. William Nara, good morning from Cleveland, Ohio. Hope all is healthy and safe. Well, I'm awake and I haven't had breakfast, coffee, or Jack Daniels yet, so we're not totally good, Willem, but we're getting there. I said Wilma. What the fuck am I not awake? Willem. Fat Joe, Robert Jones started the rumor about running out of gas. That's right. Robert Jones was out there walking around in front of CNN going, what do you have to do to get gas around here? What does it take? Do I got to donate $5 to get gas? How do I get my gas can filled? God, you guys are never going to let that motherfucker live that night down, are you? You guys are going to bring that shit up forever. Ezekiel, what in the name of Gen X Talks is this whiskey drinking, cigar smoking, cell phone killing, alley loving, steak eating is going on here? All right, Ezekiel, that's about the best fucking intro I've had in a long time. Oh, Jesus, H-Tap, dancing Christ. Oh. Scott Matuda, we lived through the Cold War. Yes, we did. Brothers Grimm, give me, God damn it, just reading Brothers Grimm, and it jumped on me right in the middle of reading it. I'll see if I can find it again. Of course, I won't be able to. Hey, Kyle Green, that didn't pop on my screen. 14 Czars. You're alleging greeting South Africa, Cape Town. Thanks, Kyle. 14 ZARs. I don't know what 14 ZARs are, but if it's a bunch of money, then I'm going to go buy some new tires for my truck, just so you know. Don't call the station in the house, says Martin. I can't. I'm scrolling. Fuck, I can't find it. It jumped on me. It's right in the middle of reading something. Wayne Dowdle, why didn't you say hello back? It's disrespectful, and now I don't know what to do about my child support issues. Wayne, I have a person that you need to meet in here, and his name's Robert. We're going to put you two in two chairs, and you guys can just entertain each other for hours. That's what's going to happen. Ducks Dirt, good morning from North Carolina. Jay Hill, talking about religion. Most of it is a bunch of hacks. Why don't we focus on our own lives and just be a good person and live life as a humble human and believe what you will? That's very well said. You know, I know this is dumb. This is a stupid sideline thing, but one thing I've been working with Gen Z kid on. He's the youngest, and all the other kids have grown up. But when you show them humility and you teach them to be a servant, basically, I know it's a tough word to apply to everything. It's probably not exactly accurate, but hear me out. And what I mean by that is, I always teach my kids to recognize something and lose the attitude of that's not my job. Someone else is supposed to take care of that. They all got to a point when they would walk by the kitchen trash and see it full and take it out. At some point, they got to that point. It wasn't always on time, in my opinion, but they got there. Um, just yesterday, Jennick's mom has been hurting really, really badly. This deal with taking care of her mother down in LA for 10 to 14 days at a time is taking a toll on her very badly. You guys all know that she beat leukemia, but the chemotherapy destroys you. It's part of what they don't tell you is chemotherapy is a poison. And they don't tell you this at the beginning because they want you to fight really hard. But basically what they could tell you is, hey, if chemotherapy beats the cancer, your life is going to be fucked afterwards for many, many reasons. One of them is joint pain and muscle pain, and it's very severe and it's very tough. So the other day she was unloading the dishwasher, and the kid walked in there, and he says, "Hey, mom," or something. What are you doing? And she just was moving dishes, and she said, "I'm hurting. This hurts to do this. Put the dishes away." And he said, "Oh, okay," and he walked away. And I sat him down. I said, "Okay, mom's hurting. She just said it. Now, either I got to go in there and do this for her, or you do." And you can't. Didn't you recognize that was your moment, man? That was your moment to see it that needed to be done to save your mom. Wouldn't you take that cup right out of her hand and tell her to go sit down? I got this. And even after the conversation, he walked back in and said, "So, do you want me to do the dishes for you, or what?" It's like, "No, it's not what I told you to do. I told you to go in there and be a hero. Come on, man, get in there and do a good thing for your mother. Stand up." I just can't quite get his brain around that. Some small things are changing, as we see with all of our kids. As parents, don't we always watch all of our kids all the time? You notice the good things they do, the bad things they do, and you watch the changes as they get older. You watch how often they do stupid shit, and that becomes less, hopefully, and you watch the good things, and that becomes more. And I'm kind of at a 50-50. And the only bad part is that he doesn't have older brothers living here anymore to watch their example, because I think that once I got the first kids in that mindset, the other ones were always looking up to them and behaving. So it kind of all flowed. And I think Gen Z kids, he's got issues with that. I'm just trying to get him to, kind of roll down that road. Some things he's doing it and some things he's not, but that's the goes back to what Jay was saying, focus on yourself and the life. And he doesn't need to go to church. He doesn't need to go to a building. He doesn't need to surround himself with that. He just needs to see an example and try to, you have to want to change some of that stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Jay, I'm with you on that. I know I got sidetracked on there. Stupid sideline story, but there you have it. That's it. And my phone's beeping. Yeah, it's nothing important. Okay. So don't stack D. I had a very scary thought about Putin. What if he found out he's terminally ill and said, "I'm going out with a bang"? Yeah. Like I've been saying all program, unless he's fucking ill in the head, this is all a bunch of posturing and logistics to conquer the world. But you're right. If he's fucked up in the head and he's got cancer and just wants to go out, ripping off the Band-Aid, yeah, you could do, I guess we do got to take that into consideration, my man. Joshua Danley, smash the like button, people. Good Lord knows you're watching. Yeah, well, it looks like half the people here, but see, people come and go. It'd be kind of cool if you had, 6,000 people come and go, and they all hit the like button. So you only have 300 people watching, but you got 5,000 likes. That'd be great. Joey says, "Good morning, sir." Bam, bam. Sorry, I'm late, gentlemen. Cleaning day around the homestead. I got the same thing going on. That's why I'm on early. Jeff says, "Is anyone else being censored by YouTube? Every time I say something controversial, it appears in lighter writing." Yeah, there's some of the stuff YouTube will put up for me as it goes through, and it's like kind of in a grayed out. It'll ask me to approve it or not. But I've learned there's some stuff I don't even get to see. There's some stuff YouTube has on their list that I don't, I don't get a choice one way or the other. It's between you and those guys, just so you know. Everyday fleet tech, Snap-on, Mac, Matco, or stuff made overseas. I'm personally a Snap-on man myself. I have all of them. The Snap-on wrenches and ratchets feel better in my hands. The technology, Snap-on, when Snap-on bought Sun Diagnostics, and maybe you guys are all too young to know this, for the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, Sun Diagnostics was the shit in automotive. There was nothing better. They were the most powerful company on the planet for diagnosing shit, and they had every tool known to man. And Snap-on finally bought them, and I want to say they bought them in the mid 90s, I would guess. And Snap-on's diagnostic tools, their digital equipment like that, you can't even compare it. And I've owned all the other ones, and all the others, this is just as good, just as good. It's not. It's not even fucking close. They're not as fast. They're not as deep. There's bad parts about owning that Snap-on shit because you're going to fucking pay every year to keep it updated. But I've got Matco, I've got Mac, Snap-on toolboxes and other tools too. Proto, there used to be Proto tucks running around in the 70s and 80s. Nobody remembers those. Cornwell, they had some good stuff. Their floor jacks are pretty good. So I'm a well-rounded mechanic who buys overpriced tools just to say he's got them so that I can put them on display and never use them. What about those gold-plated ones? This is going to come as a shock too. You guys all know there's a bunch, even if you're not a mechanic, there's a bunch of just general public, just general information. You guys know when we start talking about tools, everybody throws their hands in the air. It's like, okay, you guys and your overpriced tools, just go to Sears, get some Craftsman shit. It works just as well. It's 1/10 the price, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So when we all start talking about Snap-on tools, I've got Snap-on tools. I got a 5-piece wrench set that I paid $300 for, and everybody laughs at us. And I don't know. Think of it like collecting stamps. People collect stamps. They collect baseball cards, right? They do all that kind of shit. You guys don't get mad at them for collecting baseball cards. They'll spend $50,000 over their lifetime on baseball cards, and no one seems to mind. But when I spend $300 on wrenches, I'm an asshole. Okay, listen to this. This will really piss you guys off for wasted fucking money. About once a year, every tool truck, especially Matco, they're the golden boys of this. All of a sudden, you walk on their tool truck, and there's like this big mahogany case, and you open it up, and there's gold-plated wrenches. Yes. Now, instead of paying $300 for them, you're going to pay $900 for them, and you're never, ever going to use them. There are mechanics that have several of these boxes they've collected over the years they've bought in their toolboxes that have gold-plated tools that they paid 12 times the amount of the overpriced price. If something was overpriced, then times it times 12, and they've got it. And they never use it because you don't want the gold plating to wear off. Literally, it is just a symbol of how arrogant and fucking stupid we mechanics can be. At the time, it's an impulse buy, okay? It's like getting that Louis Vuitton purse or something. It's an impulse buy. Shouldn't get it, shouldn't have bought it, shouldn't have had it. God damn me for having money in my pocket. I just cashed my paycheck, and the tool truck showed up. Tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to describe it again. There you go. Everyday fleet tech. I just got all of us in trouble. If now Gen X mom's going to walk out and start going through the drawers of my toolbox outside, she can come walking in with some gold-plated tools and be pissed and going, is this why I didn't go to Hawaii that year? Is this why? Way to go, every day. I wasn't even drinking. If I'd have been drinking, this wouldn't have happened. Christopher Allen, good morning. Mechanic Man. Okay, I got a good one. Turbos, superchargers, or nitrous, or none of the above. Do you know that you can put a turbo and a supercharger on the same car? Used to be you didn't. Used to be you picked one or the other. Not a fan of nitrous. That's quarter mile stuff. But I almost got into that where I was going to start doing that. And you can. Superchargers have a different function than turbos, and you can put both on the same car. It's a trippy gig. Cortland Van Arsted. Cortland. I'm here a lot. I just don't comment much till today. Hey, man, lurking's cool. I do that all the time. Robert Subos. Hey, I'm new. Well, Robert, welcome aboard. Dalton Biggs. Good morning from the UK, sir. Good morning. Jesse. Good morning. Mark. Hello, Gen X. Good morning. I'm a Gen X. Gen Y. Missed the Gen X by 1 year. Sunday morning. I'm drinking whiskey. God, I wish I was drinking right now, but I'm not. My screen jumped. God damn it. Fucking. Okay, there was a hidden comment. Shirt Gonzo. Why are cars so shitty today? Too much plastic, too lightweight, too many gadgets and gizmos to go wrong. End of story. That's just it. You want to get something from like 2008 backwards, and you really want to get into 2005 to 1995 ish. Work on it forever, last forever. Promise you. Don't. Okay, what did I miss? I want to make sure. Trying to find it. Okay, look, I'm going down to the bottom because I got behind. As soon as you guys got to remember when I'm talking up here, and I'm talking to you guys, the comments just start stacking up. And even though it's on slow mode, I can't always go back and get everything. You guys are writing paragraphs, and I'm in, man. I'm going to read as much as I can of it. But when I'm telling a story here and we're talking about something, that makes it really difficult to go back here. So you guys got to give me a little bit of latitude on that. Okay. Well, if taken good care of, Gen X kids will have those snap-on tools. I know. All the tools I got the day I die, my wife and kids are going to just sell that shit at a yard sale, and they're all going to drink wine for the next 6 months. That's what's going to happen. Zoe Mitchell said gold-plated. Yes, it's Zoe. I'm not kidding. That's a real thing. It's mechanics go on tool trucks, and we're like a dog looking chasing squirrels around. Shiny objects everywhere, and everything that moves or flickers or glows, we're there. And it's funny, as a mechanic, you can get on a tool truck and you see something, and you will wait for the guy to say, "How much is this? How much is this?" Before he even tells us, we're either reaching for our wallet or we're interrupting him, going, "Yeah, put it on my account. I'll take it." Every time. Sorry, I'm giving you guys inside information. You know, there's women in here who are wives of mechanics that are taking notes. They are taking notes. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. All right, Randall Martin. My son was that mechanic, and I told him, shit, he's a millennial. I know you buy that stuff. I really don't have any gold plated stuff. I got to be honest with you. I don't. I've never bought any of the gold plated stuff, but I've made purchases just as dumb. I promise you. I remember one time, there was a period of time Gen X mom never came by the shop, ever, 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 ever. Didn't like it, didn't want to do nothing. So I bought a brand new toolbox. Now in my mind, I'm thinking it's going to be like a year before she even shows up. I'm good with that. I'll be goddamned if she didn't show up as I was putting the wheels on the thing. Fuck. Time goes by. All right, where was I? Chad Orr, thanks for those kind words. Clutch fucking cars. I got it. It's all car related. Hey, at least we got off the Putin, Ukraine, Russia stuff, man. Went into cars. All right. Philly Joe, a lot going on the heels of the end of COVID. Doesn't seem that we're living through too much history. No. COVID. The science really hasn't changed. In fact, what they proved, John Hopkins said that wearing the masks kind of fucked everybody up, made the situation worse. So not only did we learn that the science was wrong before, we've also learned that when you start to get your poll numbers are fucked up, then all of a sudden, hey, COVID's gone. Everybody go back to work. Everybody, now we're good. We're good. I got rid of COVID. I got rid of state level, Pennsylvania Avenue. Didn't matter. We're all back now. Everybody back to work, back to normal. Thank me when you go. That's what they say. Yeah, they do say that every fucking time. Michael, you said you need to block all women from live streams. No, there's not that many women here. Michael, I go out of my way to cater to the women when I see the names on here. I absolutely do. You can't have this. Cannot be just one big live stream of a sausage fest. It cannot. We have to have some. Don't you understand about diversity quotas? Don't you understand that there has to be women? You shut your whore mouth. Okay. Bella Girl, purely out of respect and curiosity, how did you end up raising as many kids as you have? I'm hardly able to love with myself. Well, to be fair, that was 32 kids is an accurate number, but it was a hers, mine, ours, and foster kids. Plus, we've always been that house where kids get mad at their parents. I'm leaving home. I'm never coming back. And they walk down to our house and they spend the night. And I call the parents, say, your kid's down here. Just, and they're like, just leave them there for a couple of days. They cool off here. But you become that family, those parents, that house where kids always go to and do stuff. And you always hear from the other parents, oh, sure, they'll do chores at your house, but they won't do shit at mine. My kids are the same way. My kids wouldn't do shit for me, but they'll do it for other people. So yeah, when you and I'm not talking about one kid spends the night and you're like, oh, I raised him. No, I'm talking about, over from like, fourth grade to high school, you repeatedly have this child in your life all the time. And then they begin as they get older asking questions. You're helping steer them through conversations with their own parents and through life. I think you have an influence where, and I count that. If it's a false calculation, then you're allowed to say so. But that's the way I feel about it. And I know I picture all that stuff in my head. Conspiracy media, $10. Us Gen Xers aren't afraid of nuclear war. We're afraid of our wives killing us in our sleep. Am I more likely to die from a nuclear attack or Gen X mom poisoning me for something stupid I did? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm going at the hands of my wife way before a nuclear weapon. Not that I repeatedly do stupid stuff. I mean, I do a lot of stupid shit, but Gen X mom has a phrase that she repeats, and she's told our daughters, and now they use it too. Uh, Gen X mom says men stop maturing at the age of 12. That we're all a bunch of 12-year-olds. And we can hide it for a little while, but every now and then we act 12. And she will stand there and watch me doing something stupid. And she goes, there you go, 12 years old. And she walks away. 12 years old, she walks away. So when I do stupid shit, I don't do it. I'm not going to get a bottle of poison poured down my drink. I'm probably just going to get laughed at and chastised by Gen X mom for being 12. And I've learned to be okay with that. And that makes it much easier to get along with me. Get along with me. M. Ryan Gronin, a favorite vacation spot. Well, I don't know. There's a ton of stuff to go do if you're going to leave and go do. Locally, we used to go to Vegas about every 6 or 8 weeks. Far away stuff. Gen X mom, I like to go to new places. That was our big thing, is go someplace new. Ibby Khan, greeting from Puerto Rico. Topher, pass it on. Dewey Osborne, I had a 79 F-150 302 with a 4-barrel carburetor, and it ran great and flew when I wanted to. I missed that drive. Where is it now, Dewey? What the hell? No. Hold on, Zoe. Something came up there. There it is. Zoe. Oh, then I'm counting how yeah, how many I raised too. Then Zoe, and you're allowed to include your husband. This last group of 8 children I raised 8. Gen X mom raised 9 because she always includes me. Always. Like, she never leaves that out. So yeah, you're allowed to include your husband too because he's still 12. Michelle, around 18, and women around 35. Around 18 and around women around 35. You plugging into something I missed. Sapper John, whoever wants to kick women out of this discussion needs to go back and. Yeah, you can't say that. They got to say. Here's to you says I'd rather take a bottle of poison than get laughed at or chastised. Nah, I've learned to live with it. I'm okay. I mean, we're good there. Guys, it's hard to read. You guys write big paragraphs too. Canoe, I asked Gen X kid last night if you have taught him auto mechanics. He said he has learned the basics. Was that an honest answer? No, he has not learned the basics. He's beginning to. Can change a tire, can change oil, doesn't double up on the O-ring on the filter, doesn't cross thread the drain plug. He's getting it. He's learning some stuff. He's now asking questions. What's that? What does it do? How does it work? He's done some stuff. He is beginning to learn the basics. Yeah. Bryden Allen says, "Hey, General, happy Retro Day." Thank you, my man. Somebody who actually took time to see the picture that was on the front of the goddamn thing. Matthew Lambert, good morning, buddy. And this to the Whiskey Fund. Matthew, thanks for not making me take a drink this time. I'm going to add you $5 to the Whiskey Fund. But Matthew comes in here and he's like, five more drink, until I have to log out. I gotta sign up. I gotta hang up the phone and be done. I can't do it. Thank you for going easy on me. Tugboat, was talking to White Wolf. Okay, you guys are back and forth there. Doug Smith, good morning, Jen from Chicago. Doug, thank you. EVE, beautiful EVE. I used to sell beauty supplies with really expensive shears. People said they could get it at Walmart cheaper, and I said, yeah, but those are to cut hair multiple times a day. So your quality tools are saying they are. There is some truth to that. I know it's dumb, and I could go into the mechanics of it all and just bore you to death. And when I got done talking, we wouldn't have 250 people in here. We'd have 2. And those 2 people would both be asleep in front of their monitor or holding their phone, not even know that I'm talking. But there are things you can definitely tell the difference on with tools. It's true. And I've learned that in the kitchen, it's the same way. Gen X mom wanted some different knives. And I was like, okay, get some knives. She goes, no, I got to go down. I got to hold the knives. And they had them in a fucking glass case. I went to Williams Sonoma. I didn't even know that place existed. They got knives in a glass case, and then she had to hold them and kind of hold it, feel it, twiddle it around, and then she picked the one that felt right. I'm like, how did knives? They just make these by this? They make 700,000 in a row. Aren't they all the same? She goes, yes, but there's all these different brands and they all made curve weight was a little different. So we went on this thing for about 2 years where I had to keep going down there with her to buy individual things because in the kitchen, she's very particular about her cutting boards, her knives. You know, cutting boards, she's got different cutting boards for different things. Like she only puts meat on it. The other one, she only puts vegetables on it. It's just that she's got cutting boards and I know why. I got it. I know what soaks into the wood and say, I got it. But I didn't know that was a thing, man. Because you have a plastic one or a glass cutting board, you're done. You rinse it off and it's over. But I get it. Okay, Ryan Groen, I'm from Ontario, Canada. Would be cool to buy you dinner at the Golden Steer if our paths ever cross. Hey, man, I'm never passing up a free meal. I start driving across this country and people say, stop by here. You motherfuckers don't bet I'm stopping by. Do I look like I missed too many meals? No. All right. John Wick, hey, school. Just want to say hi and love your content. Thank you. I'm not sure who school is, but thank you. Bogart, got an 88 F-250 7.3 diesel, only vehicle I don't have constant problems with, and I can fix it for $250. Yeah, the older vehicles are cheap and easy to fix. They really are. I know they didn't seem like it at the time, but they were, and they are. Sorry, Sapper John says, sorry, I missed it. Happy Retro Day from Mount Shasta up north. Cheers with this cup of Joe that is stronger than Putin's invasion for sure. Mount Shasta on Shasta Lake. One of Gen X mom and I good friends. Her family owned one of the little resorts there, the little boat ramp, trailer park, camping ground thing, general store, gas pump deal for 50 years. I think they just sold it, but little family we know very well owned that for a long time. Anastasia says Gen X mom is on point. Anastasia, you're either new to the program or you don't like me. Okay, because there's a couple rules around here. One of them, the most common one, is if you donate a couple bucks and you don't say where it goes to the whiskey fund. But shortly behind that is rule number 2: never, 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 never compliment, encourage, or support Gen X mom. Why? Well, if you do that, it only strengthens and emboldens her position around here. And it is hard enough to lasso her and reel her in without you guys constantly elevating her up. You got to just stop. Okay? It's a rule. Now, let it go this one time, but don't you ever do that again. Look who showed up. Fried, where the hell have you been? Good, or General, sir, good day. Fried, seriously, I haven't seen you in a week or so, man. What's going on? Joey, the kid was on last night. He did a great job. He's getting much better at this. I only clicked onto his thing to see what he was doing one time. The only complaint I had about the kid was him slouched all the way back in this chair. His head was about down here on your guys' frame. That's the only complaint I had was he puts his leg up over the arm. He slips all the way back. I mean, all he needs is his hair slicked back, dark glasses, and a cigarette. Then he can wear a white shirt with his sleeve rolled up and a pack of cigarettes right here. That was the vibe I got. Maybe I'm wrong. Where are we at here? God, jumped again. Zoe, raised my son solo since he was 3 years old. He's 30 now. I raised those kids solo. Woohoo. Now, you beat me because I didn't do this alone, Zoe. I was at work every day. My participation where I claim raising 32 kids was walking in the door after work going, all right, everybody shut up. I'm home now. Oh, okay. Where we got? Nothing good happened there. Okay. See, my phone's pretty smart. It'll let me know if anything happens with Putin. So we're good. All right, Gen X mom. Here's to you. Gen X mom's going to come around the corner and bust your head with a ladle. Yeah, she's got cast iron. Now she's getting on in her years, a little long in the tooth. Can't really swing that cast iron at me like she used to when she was younger. But I am a bigger target now than when I was younger, so I guess it bounces out. Tracy Penna, does Gen X mom have a Viking stove? They are top of the line. You know, I just had last year, I had to cut into granite. I didn't know how to cut granite. And I called people around town. They didn't want to cut into granite because if you fuck up the granite countertop, it's all one piece. They didn't want to be responsible for buying a whole new piece. So nobody would do it. So I had to figure out how to cut granite and set this in there. And it was Viking and there was a top of the line Viking and I think KitchenAid. God, they were all so expensive that when you get into that level of like chef stuff, it's insane what they charge. And I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to get one for like $300 and pop it in there and be done. And then we went down to there's a store in town called Earners, and they have a ton of really high end stuff, all on display. Like they got everything out there. And I learned about the grills being higher than the front knobs. I learned about the flame distribution. I learned a ton of stuff down there, and I think we didn't go with Viking. I think we went with the top end kitchen. I had to cash in part of my pension. You know, it's like we got to take a second out on your house to do this stuff. Luckily, I did the installation myself, so I saved some money there. That's how I justify shit, you know. So, yeah, it wasn't a Viking. They are top of the line, and the one that she got is just gorgeous. I don't think I have pictures of it. You know, we should put up pictures on this Patreon because that was a project that the kid and I did together. Yeah, I'll tell you a stupid story. I had to cut this granite. And I got a blade on my 3-inch electric Makita, and I drew a line where I was going to cut it and hopefully not splinter it. And as soon as you start cutting, the dust went everywhere. I couldn't see my line anymore. I was completely screwed up. Now I know you can vacuum or have air blown or something to get it. You know what the kid said? He goes, Dad, why don't you take a piece of that blue masking tape and put it right down the line? You can always see the tape. It's like, holy shit, why didn't I think of that? Did that, cut my 2 lines. That thing slid right in perfectly. But that was my first time ever doing that. And it worked, and she loves it, and it worked out really well. So, Tracy, there's your story, and I did it, and hooray for me. Holy shit, you guys wrote a bunch of stuff here. Oh, man, you guys are real chatty. I mean, I'm used to you guys saying a bunch of shit, and it's all little one-liners. You guys this morning are writing books. Joey, totally agree. By doing that, it feels like it. He's bored and not wanting to be there in my thoughts. Then you guys got to tell him. You guys see the kid sitting here in a chair doing a live stream, and he's got that sloppy posture and laid back, cool down attitude. Say something, man. Straighten him out. He'll pick up. He listens to you guys. He's not a disrespectful shit. He's just a little lost in his head sometimes. He'll do it. Cadillac Blunt, love this guy keeping the truth spewing. Thank you very much. Brian Powers, the only problem with his stream last night is he did not know who Buddy Holly was. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, I think that was on his mother. I think, we divide the duties in this house, and I think the Buddy Holly thing was on her. So we can all be mad at Gen X Mom for the kid not knowing who Buddy Holly was. Yeah. Pampered Chef. Go smoke a toad. Pampered Chef. Is that smoke toad? Is that like a program, or are you saying that Gen X mom is a pampered chef? Better tell me, because now I'm lost. Titan Spartan. Hey man, I love the way you're tough on the kids. What we need an American man. I watch your little short videos. Preach the truth and tough in life. God bless you. You know that I hate those ambush videos. He shoots, just so you know, Titan, he shoots about 4 or 5 of those and doesn't get any material he can use, share, or post, because I go sideways. But you got to remember what you got to remember what's happening there is that he comes to you with something and he corners you. He's like, you're one of Gen and he's welcome. You can hear that shit coming. You can hear it coming. He's coming with his fucking camera. And then he's like, what do you think about world peace? And on the spot, sitting there, I'm doing something and I'm supposed to have some cognitive answer that he can run around and show everybody. Man, how often do any of us, without at least taking a breath of thinking about something, do we have something to say that makes sense? I can ramble for a little while and get there, but not the way he does it. Sometimes I'm just angry about it. But Titan, if you dig it, I dig it. But just so you know, Michael Alonso, the ladies, the ladies. I got girls on the brain this morning. Michael, the ladle is if you're close to the slipper toss when you're running from. Oh, it's like a slipper toss. When I fuck up reading something, that just makes the conversation not flow. I just wish I could take it back. The ladle is if you're close on the slipper tosses and you're running from them. See how I did it much better the second time. Mr. Casey, you got talking to Canoe. You're good there. Here's to you. I never had respect for people who had kids until I became a single dad. It's really hard doing it alone. I have not done it alone. I would not. I believe you. It's hard. I will tell you, it's probably very hard. We have a hard time doing it ourselves. Now think about this. So we had the last group of kids that Gen X mom and I had were 8 kids, 4 boys, 4 girls. That's 8. There's just 2 of us. You no longer can run a man-to-man defense on that, trying to pin each kid down. She goes that way, I go this way. We meet back and say, no. You run a zone defense at that point. You pull back, and you're like shoulder to shoulder with it, and you have to. Oh yeah, they outnumber you by a lot. It's kind of scary. Playing for 1942. This is where all these paragraphs are here, you guys. Plane 42. I must have the worst luck because you read about 2 comments before mine, and then the chat jumps. If you see this one, I love the content, and you always make my day. I wish there was a way that YouTube and Google, with all this technology, could color code the comments. If they're complimentary towards me, they should turn like a bright yellow color so I know to read the ones where people agree with me. All the ones that disagree with me and are calling me names, I think they should be in such a dark blue color that I just can't even read them anyway. Even when I want to, I can't get there. That would help me out a ton, because then this would just be glorious. All we would have is praise and admiration, and I could skip the hundreds and hundreds of comments where people think I'm full of shit. I don't like that. I mean, I am full of shit, but I don't need you to tell me. I mean, you don't think I already know? Of course I know. Shut up. John Wick, question: back in your day, when would you do dish? Back in your day, why can't I read this morning? You know what? No food. Question: back in your day, when you would do the dishes, did it matter which way you faced the silverware to dry in the dish rack? Silverware? Well, I always thought the point was to. Now you're asking me that. That's a good question. You wash them, you clean them, you dry them, you put them in the rack to dry. You put them in the rack to dry, finish drying. You're talking about handle up or handle down. And now I'm lost on that. I don't know. I don't remember that far back. That's a good question. That's like, is a hot dog a sandwich? Yeah, it's that deep. You know what? I know it's 8 o'clock in the morning, but I would eat Tommy's chili dogs right now. I'd mow it down right in front of you, get all over my face and fucking everything. And you know what? You know why we're allowed to do that? Why are we allowed to be messy eaters in front of other people? You know who did that for us? Gen X. You remember this? Carl's Jr. You remember those commercials where all of a sudden there's this dude sitting down with his hard hat, sits down, and he grabs that sandwich and it's running down his arm and takes a bite, and it shows that like the ketchup or something dripping. He goes, "Hey, leave me alone. I'm eating." From that moment on, it was okay to eat and be sloppy, and you could do. Hey, if you don't like what I'm doing, you could have an In-N-Out burger where you squeeze it and the grease and everything's running down your arm. Hey, I'm eating. Leave me alone. Carl's Jr. made it okay. I'm digging that. Now I'm hungry. But thy King J. Everyone, including me, loves you, but you do. But why do kids swing so far from our teachings? I got a two year old, and she's not following our lessons at all. We have a heavy daycare influence. What am I doing wrong? You gonna okay? Let me see if I got this right. Everyone loves me. Why do kids go so far from our teachings? You have a 2 year old, and she's not following your lessons. Amazingly enough, I have the answer. Now, I hope you're still on, Jay, because there's not often on the program do I come to you with an answer in such high confidence that I know I'm right. I don't care how many of you on the program disagree with this answer. In fact, unsubscribe, block yourselves, go outside, lay face down on the ground until you come to your senses. I have an answer. Jay, your 2 year old is not following your life lessons because she's two. She's two. Now, if you don't believe me, I'm sure this will be the first time in my universe that I agree with Dr. Spock. Dr. Spock's book, which was given to everyone who moved into the suburbs with the phone book and Peter Frampton's album, and you got Dr. Spock's book right when you got your little 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom house there in Canoga Park. You got this book, or if you're outside of Aurora, Illinois, it's all the same place. Okay, she's two. Now, I even think if you sat her down and tried to explain to her that she was not following your life lessons, she might stare at you with those big saucer eyes. And as soon as you believe she was listening, she'd stick her finger up her nose and run out the room. Got it? She's two. Now, you want to talk to me when she's 7? I'm going to help you out. But right now, she's 2. Wow. Why did the King J retracted his message, man? We're having a good conversation. And then he retracted his message. Did I offend? I hope not. We're just talking. Boom, Dad, you're awake so early in California, says Mommy. Yes, I am. I told you guys this. Gen X mom turned herself sideways in the bed, put her feet right on my backside, and pushed me out. Not a lie. I said, what the fuck you doing? She goes, go get on a live stream. There's new people. So I get all the way down here. I get my good Rams head on. I sit down in front of you fine folks because there's new people. And who do I see? Like I said, the same jabronis that are always here. I don't reach anybody new. We're just all barely awake. Raid Dog, cool shots. I was talking about the kid in my previous comment. Oh, okay. I got you there. Boom, 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 boom. Go Smoke a Toad, Carl's Jr., aka Hardy, Swiss cheese and mushrooms burger. 2-year-olds are their own little generals. They don't follow. Yeah, 2-year-olds are their own little generals. They don't follow as they want to. I'm pretty pissed off that dude he pulled his comment. I spent all the time talking to him about his shit, and he pulled his comment like I'm not supposed to talk to him. Mo Skrilla, salute to you, Dad. Keep repping us Gen Xers. Thank you, man. Mo Skrilla. Skrilla used to be money. You remember that? When you got your Skrilla? Mo Skrilla was Mo money. I don't know, it's the same meaning, but I remember that all of a sudden. I'm digging that. Oh, man. See, there's the younger doing the dishes thing. I can't find the dude. Even his name's gone now. All right, whatever, man. I was trying to answer his question, and then he just bailed on me. Okay. Two Bear, are we going to hear the Richard Ramirez or the ranch story soon? Yeah, but not this morning. First time watching, you seem like someone I would have drinks with. I even liked and subscribed. Hey, Wilsturm. Will, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thanks for hanging out. It's the program's just a train wreck, and you don't really want to see a train wreck, but when it happens, you it's hard to look away. I got it. It's all right. Most cooler bam blank on point period. Thanks, Mo. Here's to you. I didn't watch my fellow chatters lie face down. Here's to you. He wrote, I didn't watch my fellow chatters lie face down in the mud. He's pulling a Lebowski reference. I didn't watch my friends lying face down in the mud. Walter, face it, Walter. There's no connection to Vietnam. Well, there's not a literal connection, but okay. Dewey Osborne, between the ages of 1 and 9, you're going to tell your kid the same crap 1,000 times. Get used to it. And that's the truth. Randall Martin, here's the answer. She is 2. Catch a 2-year-old. Yeah, just they're tough. They call them terrible 2s for a reason. Now, luckily, out of the last batch of 8 that we had, we didn't go through terrible 2s often. Most of the kids, they went through that pretty easy. I got a granddaughter who's coming up on 4, and she's still a terrible 2. I'm telling you. Don't. John Bentley, keep it going on, dog. Thank you. Michael Glover, how much do I have to pay to you to get to change out of that Rams hat to a Bengals hat? I'm not wearing a Bengals hat. I championed the Bengals all season. I said at the beginning of the season they could go all the way. Them and the Bills. I picked those as I was very behind them, but I'm not going to wear their hat, man. Come on. King J. Hey, there's his comment. Now, did I miss something else on that? His comment's back. I'm not saying I'm not going to go through that whole thing again. He says, I have a 2-year-old daughter and she's already rebellious. Jay, that's what they do. Okay. Richard says, yep, I love listening to children. She is probably smarter at 2 than he is. My niece is 5, turn on a computer. I know, but you're 56. Hey, Richard, you're an old man. It's part of the problem. You're an old man. You're 56. What's my rule around here? Everybody knows it. If you're older than me, you're an old man. If you're younger than me, a kid. What's the phrase? Everybody older than me is an old man. Everybody younger than me is a kid. That's just how it is. If I'm 54 and you're 53, you're just a kid. You're just a kid. What do you know? That's the rule, man. And as I get older, those parameters change. This is it. Mike Dupree, I'm dealing with the terrible teens. Yeah, I'm glad those days are way behind me. I've got 1 left, and that's it. I woke up sick as a dog today on my way to the hospital. Glad you're up early. Hey, Stephen, well, you know what? If you took time to listen to this program while being sick and on the way to the hospital, my man, thank you. I never got out of being terrible too, says Flipper. That's funny. There's some people like that. Fried, girls are tough. Yeah, girls are. I am telling you right now, raised 32 kids, and girls are much tougher to raise than boys by a lot. You know, you get a boy as a teenager and he's fucking around, you take him outside, you knock his dick in the dirt, you go, all right, dust yourself off and don't do that no more. And we go back in the house. That's it. What do you do as a girl? Take away her makeup, take away her cell phone. I've taken doors off of hinges and said, you get no privacy. Do you want to change and do all that? You go in the bathroom and do it. But anything you're doing in here, I'm going to go through all your stuff. I'm going to see all your stuff. I'm getting into all your stuff. So act like a grown-up and I'll treat you like a grown-up. Yeah. The worst one I ever did, trying to get hey, Frank, good morning. You're here. Everything good, my man? Frank Blee. Frank Blee is a good friend of the program. He really is. I had a daughter who would absolutely just thought school was nothing more than a social activity. No pens, no papers, no schoolwork, no tests, just there for the social part. Dances, football games, basketball games, baseball games, rallies, and everything fun. And she wanted to dress nice and fit in with her friends. Took all of her clothes away, went down to Kmart, and I bought brown t-shirts, boys brown t-shirts, all the same, like 15 or 20 of them. I said, okay, that's what you're wearing to school every day. She goes, I am not wearing a brown t-shirt to school. I said, well, good. Then miss school. And after 2 weeks, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to make sure that you are truant. I'm going to make sure that a truant officer comes and finds you and writes you up. And then after you miss more, they will arrest you, and this happens. You can actually go down there and force this issue, and then there will be a probation officer assigned to you, and they can do much more. And this one daughter would never obey, And she tested me all the way until they finally started locking her up for 8 hours at a time, going, go to school, behave yourself. She wouldn't do it. It's more complicated than that. A lot bigger issues. She's stolen car and stuff too along the way. Don't think it was just because she didn't go to school she went to jail. No. But it was more tools to that as a parent you can help guide. Still didn't work. Now, what did work? All 7 other children watched this happen and got most of their shit together. Yeah, that's what happened. What was that? Here's to you. Does Gen X mom ever allow you to have naked lady calendars in your garage? She wouldn't care. I wouldn't do that because we had so many kids and kids' friends. You know, you don't want a bunch of 9-year-olds running around with your tool truck calendars hanging out, but she wouldn't bother her at all. We curtailed a lot of that adult stuff to fit family. You I don't have posters around the house and in the garage and stuff. But no, she wouldn't care. That wouldn't have bothered her one bit. She's not insecure, and no. Blake Johnson dropped $4.99. When are we going to get a poll about the best TV sports car? Classic movie cars for, you know what? For bangers with loud mufflers need not apply. Blake, my man. Hold on. I want to write that one down for the kid because he does those polls. That's funny. That's a good one, man. Yeah. after he gets done with his last one, that'd be a good one. So where was I? Scrolling back up because you guys got me going down here. So Swagger Bob Lee. It's really the other way around. Bob Lee Swagger. Good movie, man. I like that. Yeah. So kids and things and stuff. Tough. 2-year-old. I can deal with 2-year-olds better than some teenagers. I'm telling you. Don Nashme. Good morning, General. John, thank you very much. Fall in line. Mummy says, I love this, Dad. Thank you. I never really get tired of hearing that. If you guys just want to tell me you love me, I love you guys too. Was it? Oh, no. I'm supposed to say it. The kid says, he goes, Dad, the next time someone says they love you, so this will be perfect. Mommy says, I love this, Dad. I'm supposed to look at the camera and say, and I love you, random citizen. How'd I do? I guess it's from a movie. I don't remember which one. Cord guess. I'm 32 with 6 kids. I find myself repeating your words a lot. Yeah, you're going to find yourself repeating all of your stuff a lot. Mine too. You know why? You're going to repeat all my words because I'm repeating someone else's. Some dude gave it to me, I gave it to you, and you're going to give it to the next guy. That's the only way we have a chance at all this is to pass it along. Here's to you. Respect your elders no matter how old you are. I did. I called them an old man, but I didn't cover my heart. I should have. Here's to you. So what? Wheelspur, my daddy raised me by himself. God bless him. Hey, if you're the child of a single parent, hang up right now with me and you call him. Yeah. Brian 76 says, howdy. Tyson Weimer, hell of a voice to wake up to on a Sunday morning. Don't forget, one of the first things we talked about this morning was one of the dudes said, and I got to write his name down after that. He says, I'm going to sit here on this live stream instead of going to church. And we talked about, I should get one of those online ordained minister things, and we can be like the Legion of X church. And then you guys can say, hey, this is my spiritual time. On Sunday mornings, I have to sit and I have my moment of time. You could, your wife can take the kids in the station wagon and head off to church, and you can sit with your cup of coffee and go, this is my religion. This is my church. We have to sit and talk about things. I mean, because let's face it, we solve problems here, don't we? Yeah, we do. We come to conclusions. We have strategies. I mean, we all figured out that there's nothing we can do about Ukraine and Putin. We've moved up. We've got gold-plated mechanics tools. We talked about that. We hit the hard issues here, especially on Sunday mornings. I don't think it's something you should miss. No, I think your wife should be very forgiving if you want to stick around here. Yeah, she should. Plus, if we plan it right, we could do it right about the time she'd be telling you to get out and mow the lawn. And you don't have to do that either. It's very impolite to interrupt someone when they're having their time with their religion. And so we just have to make up Religion. Oh, we are going to get our asses kicked, every fucking single one of us. We're all going to be in a homeless shelter. We're all going to end up in a homeless shelter, all of us men going, well, that was a great idea. GRRRR 10/18/67. You're older than me, but not enough where I'm going to call you old, only by a month or 2 months. Ryan Galt, I'm out. Got to start dinner. Have a good day. Ryan Gwilt. Hope I'm saying that right. Hey, have a good evening, my man, and good luck. Rasta, Team 1767, go. Mo Skrilla thinks I just turned 50 and I'm honestly still a big kid. Mo, Gen X mom would look at you and tell you you're 12. She says men stop maturing at 12 and we're all 12. That's her line, not mine. I didn't say it. Bum. Now, see, someone said amen to that, Fried. I didn't see what Fried said. And I'm going to scroll up. Still can't find it. I'm trying, you guys. I really am. Chernobyl Studios. Hey, Chernobyl Studios. I have a note from Gen X Mom. She wrote it on a piece of paper and she stuffed it in my mouth and she slapped me yesterday and said, "You need to call this guy. You need to set up that Zoom call so we could figure out the studio stuff, the microphone stuff." So Chernobyl Studios, howdy, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. But I'm going to call you. Got to work that out to where you obviously have to be home too. Our time difference, like you said, is very different. Brian Powers, what show did you like more, MASH, F Troop, or Hogan's Heroes? Off the top, I can tell you for sure F Troop was my least favorite of the three. I personally, as a kid, liked Hogan's Heroes. I wanted to be Bob Crane. I wanted to run Hogan's Heroes. I was that guy the whole time. Not the Bob Crane with all the video cameras in a hotel room in Arizona. No. But then MASH ended up having such deep storylines along with their comedy. When people would die, when the war was over, it was really, really something. And yes, I did watch the last episode live. Yep, I did. So there you go. There's your answer. Tracy, my dad took off of my door because I was smoking in my room. Yeah, that might have warranted that plus a little bit. Trucker Lee says, "What's up, Pops?" Trucker, just hanging out being me, baby. It's all I'm good at. Eric, damn General, the kid kept me up kind of late last night. And now I wake up and you're already gone, 11 o'clock here in Detroit and 8 there. I guess you got badonkadonk and the rest. Hey, if I get badonkadonk, I don't wake up till noon. My eyes are wore out. Michael McKintry, good morning. Hello. Frank, yes, wife is looking good today. Frank, that's what we wanted to hear, my man. That's really good. I got your note too, Frank, about the podcast, that you found the Gen X Talks podcast and you listen to that. And I'm that thankful. The podcast isn't a huge thing. There's actually one coming out today. It's a solo thing that I did. The kid put the microphone and do the thing, but yeah, we're trying to do more of those. There is a lot of requests for those and topics on podcasts, talk about things. A lot of them from the past in the 80s and 90s and stuff. So Frank, if there's, I know you're trying to fill your time, my man. If there's podcasts on there and you're listening to those and you're enjoying those, then I'm grateful. I'm thankful. And for those of you who don't know, the kid does have a podcast. The kid and I are on it. Gen X Mom is on a lot of them. We have a couple of them where there's guest people on. My millennial superweed son, Neckbeard, as you guys call him, he was on there. Iceman was there from Bodfish. We did a Lebowski one. There's one coming out later today. If you just Google Gen X Talks podcast, it's there. I think he hosts them on Anchor, which is Spotify, but they're pretty much everywhere. I mean, I've heard people listen to them on Apple. Oh, I'm sorry. The only thing that's not on was Prime, Amazon Prime. For some reason, the kid tried to put him up on Prime, and they said if you put your podcast on Prime, it has to be exclusively on Prime and nowhere else. And he's like, well, I can't do that because I'm hosting them someplace else. So he kind of backed off of that one. But yeah, the podcasts are up. There's 22 episodes, and yeah, it's a family affair. If you guys want to hear some goofy stuff on it, you have a lot of time to waste. If you're driving, here's what you do. Here's a time when you can listen to the Gen X Talks podcast guilt-free. Okay. If you're driving and you have not paid your XM radio subscription, and you're in a location where you just get regular stations, and all of a sudden they get all crackly and fade out because you're in the middle of nowhere, then you're allowed to listen to the podcast. So download it, get it ready, because when there's nothing else to listen to, there's nothing else you can tune into, even if you're listening to Wall of Voodoo Mexican radio. If that fades away, then we are below that. Okay? But we're below the Wall of Voodoo. There you go. There's not one of you out there that know what the fuck I'm talking about. Low Country Joe 999, my 28-year-old son who is working on getting his shit together still, asked me to watch one of your videos. Hilarious. What? Do you think you came with an instruction manual or make this shit up as we go? I know. I told him. I was yelling at him about that. Country Joe, I've said that before. That came out of my mouth, but it's the first time I said it. It's like, you kids didn't come with instruction manuals. They say, you're not parenting me correctly. You're not acting correctly. Well, no shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm making this up as I go. You didn't come with an instruction manual. This is just best guess. So be thankful that you've had 7 other brothers and sisters that I can try this stuff on. I got rid of a few things. I improved on it. You just be thankful where you're fucking at and shut up. Country Joe. Thanks for bringing that back up again. Ryan Patrick. Great name for your own channel. General Assurance. Keep the great content. Yeah, I'm not. Thank you for that, but I'm not going to have my own channel. I wouldn't know where to begin and how to do all that stuff, and the interest would be lacking. Now I would just stick with the kid. This is his gig. So there. You keep asking me all the naked lady calendars here. Do you? Yeah, that wouldn't bother her one bit. Don't forget to like the stream, says Mummy. Yeah, hey man, now we're starting to get some likes on there. Far out. Josh Maddox says yes, talking to someone else. Randall says morning everyone. Joe PG just said 32 kids. Now you know Joe's just sitting there staring at his monitor holding his cup of coffee. He typed in 32 kids. Whoa. Yeah. Randall says morning everyone. We did that one. Cruel to be kind. Most Skrilla, tough love it. Yeah, there's a time, man. Jeremiah says, like the page fried. 14-year-old daughter moved in with me in December. Holy shit, how do you yell and discipline your baby girl? I can't see her sad. Yeah. There's a couple daughters that Gen X mom said she'd get mad. And she goes, those girls have you wrapped around their fingers. And it's, when they're really little, you spank them and then you go buy a dress. It's tough. It is tough. It's really, really fucking tough. It's hard to do that role of loving, come sit with me and cuddle with me, and we're going to share a soda and watch a TV show together. And then you still have that feeling when they're 14, you still feel that connection. And then they have this distance that they're creating and the manipulation because they know they've still got that rope around your heart and they don't mind pulling on it. That's tough. There's no easy answer for that one, man. But I will tell you this, that every daughter that I've ever raised, we've talked about this. You know, when they get older, you should hear the Thanksgiving dinner conversations where all the kids bring up all the shit that went on growing up, all the stories, all the discipline, all the stuff they got away with, the stuff they didn't get away with. All the stories come back. But when you talk to your daughters as they get older about this time, about 14 years old, one of the things that rings true and constant every time is that they are always thankful that we didn't, as parents, Gen X mom and I, we didn't give up. We kept standing up to them even when they said they hated us. We kept the structure, kept the organization, kept it constant. They love that. They need that. I've learned that they need that the boundaries. They need that thing there to operate within. If you let them do whatever, it's horrible on kids. If you close them in too much, it's horrible on kids. Now, ask me how to find that balance. Ask me to write down where those boundaries are. I can't. I can't. That's you. That's your house. That's your family. I can't write that down for you. We had to keep moving the goalposts until we found where it was comfortable and it worked. It's not, no way to write it down, but you got to do it. and they will come back and have a Thanksgiving dinner with you, their husband, and 3 kids, and talk about this. And you'll get the thank yous. You'll get the things you're not going to get now. The rewards are coming with that. I promise. Low Country Joe, eat any barbecued. I told you nobody's going to get that fucking joke. I threw it out there. It was a one-liner. It was one fucking thing in a wall of voodoo thing, and then and Country Joe. No, I haven't, Joe. But thanks for that. That was a connection I needed. I really needed that one, Joe. Thank you, my man. Oh, good God. Zoe says I just put church on live stream. We'll do the Gen X and church together, and God is still pleased. Love the big man upstairs. He is still number one. Love Gen X. Well, then, Zoe, you got 2 big men. You got the big man upstairs, and you got the big man in the desert hanging out. There you go. She got it right. Anthony M., how's it going, man? Been busy a couple weeks. Glad to catch you live. Thank you for showing up. We're all just talking the same shit we always do. None of it makes sense. It's all made up, and the points don't matter, so don't keep score. James Lee says, morning, General. Johnny79, your video about when your son turned 18 is priceless. I'm playing it for my 15 and 12-year-old sons after dinner. There's some truth to that one, and that's not one that that's one thing I will tell you that I didn't plagiarize from someone else. That was an actual conglomeration of a lot of wise men guiding my thoughts until I found myself with some new material sitting on the curb that day. So yeah, it's a real thing. Thank you for that. Boundaries are necessary, perhaps appreciated more in hindsight. Jenkins, that's what I'm telling you. They get older, they come back and say, thanks for doing that. And you look and go, oh, thanks for doing that. You kicked the shit out of me for 4 years. Now it's thank you, but that's the gig, man. That's the gig. Here's to you, Robert E. Lee or Ulysses S. Grant. As generals, thought they were both really good. Grant didn't make that great of a president. Everyone's going to say Robert E. Lee was fighting for slavery and stuff. He's talking about them as generals, man. I do like the Southern uniforms better than the Northern ones. But let's face it, Robert E. Lee and everybody had to get the shit kicked out of them. The shit that was going on had to stop. We had to reunify, had to get some rule changes, man. You had to. You guys were misbehaving. Things had to change. And it's unfortunate it took a civil war to do it, but that's America. That's fucking America. We solve problems, and we're not always real fast at it. But every time someone yells at me and is like, oh, yeah, you go back to slavery. Now, we fixed that. We're Americans. We fixed it. You go back to the time of segregation and colored people could. Nah, we fixed that. Well, you go back to when women and blacks couldn't vote. And now we fixed that. We moved on past that. That's the thing that pisses people off is that we change. We fix shit. The big problems like that. We're like, there's the racism right now. So, look, racism is always going to be there. There's always going to be, if there's one dumb motherfucker who's a racist, then technically there's still racism. But I've been on this planet half a century observing shit, and racism isn't nearly as bad as they say it is. They make it out worse. One person gets shot and now the whole country's racist. No, they're not. They're not. There's a few people that are, and they need to be dealt with, and harshly. Bad. But it's not as bad as they say. They want it to be bad. They love the divide, but they don't like that America keeps fixing shit as we go along. One way or another, either in government with a law, we change shit and fix it, or the culture fixes it. And I'll give you an example. You look at you look at the laws that got passed. We had fought a war and slavery was gone, and then we passed laws and motivated things for you can vote and you can't segregate by color. We passed rules, man. You got to go for it now. That's it. But the things that you can't pass laws on, culture. Americans, with our culture, we shifted. And without being super specific, please listen to me here. In the last 2 years, have we not seen certain logos on every basketball uniform, football field, everything? Haven't we seen movements plastered And I'm going to say save the whales, although save the whales was 70s, and the stuff we've seen, the acronyms these last few years, you know what I'm talking about. And they put that stuff up there, save the whales on football fields, save the whales on basketball commercials. Everything you see with every highlight of everything is, save the whales, save the whales, save the whales. And I'm not talking about save the whales, you know what I mean. It got everywhere, turned people off on sports and with the kneeling at the national anthem. And as a culture, got burned out. Yeah. They used it too much. They oversaturated. They overplayed their hand. They took an idea that needed to be addressed and took it right over a cliff like they always do. How much of that do you see anymore? Did all of a sudden this racism just disappear? No, it's still there. We still got to fight. It's not as bad as you think. But why is it gone? Why is it not on every pitching mound in baseball? Why are there not T-shirts being handed out in parking lots at every sporting event? Why is it not on every newscast? You burned us out, man. You printed Save the Whales on every fucking thing for 2 years. It's not that we as Americans don't want to save the whales, man. We do. We're in. But God, you couldn't shut the fuck up. Now nobody cares about your movement, saving the whales. They care about saving the whales. They don't care about your movement anymore. That's where American culture shifts. We change, man. I don't care what you say. And there's there's no good time in American history. There's people out there that argue with me, and they find one thing wrong with every single decade. And there's this. Okay, but it's all gone. Everything they bring up from the 50s is gone. It's changed. It's better. America's improved. It's moved on. They hate that. They like being able to scream about it. So when you're talking about, I got distracted on that from Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant. How the fuck did I get here? America changes things and gets rid of things and fixes things as we go along. Either government does it or the culture does it. And we will continue to do that. We're going to be a work in progress forever. If you want to have a stand against racism, then a fight against it, you're going to be fighting forever because there's always going to be something to fight against. Always. Just realize it. I'm with you. Squash that shit. Fucking tear it down. Bury them alive under a prison when they act that way. Fuck that. But please quit telling me that this is the worst country, because it's not. You're just a fucking idiot. It's not. Okay. Look, you guys, it's an hour and a half. We did one on a bright and early on a Sunday morning, but I got to go. I do have stuff I got to get to. I am hungry. I want some breakfast. And then I got some stuff I got to do around here. Thank you guys for hanging out. It was a blast. Had a really good time with this. We'll leave this one up. You guys are asking about there's another one that is pulled. You guys were watching. There's like a 2-hour one that got pulled. There was some people that wrote and said that I got drunk and said some stuff. Not inappropriate, woke, politically correct stuff. No. They were saying, hey, you gave away some personal information there. You were talking about some personal stuff. Maybe you shouldn't. And so we're trying to go through and find out what they're talking about. I mean, if I got hammered and said some shit, but then you guys have also chimed in and said, no, you didn't do it. You were fine. So, but I just got to be sure. So we're going back over that, just looking at stuff. That's all. So now you know what I'm. Yeah, I don't know where we're at with some of this stuff. So, okay, so now you know where I'm at with that. I will go back and read all the goodbyes. Hold on, something yellow popped up. Victoria Swales, $10. This is for your next chili dogs at Tommy's or the Whiskey Fund. Love the content. Have a great day. A smiley face, a hot dog, and a glass of whiskey. What a beautiful way to start a Sunday. First of all, it's Victoria. She's a girl. That's always a plus in my book. And she had a smile, a hot dog, and a glass of whiskey. Couldn't think of a better way to start a Sunday morning. Okay, so listen, I will go back. After when I stop here and I turn this off, I click the button, I go back and I read all the stuff in here. I promise I will. But thanks for hanging out on a Sunday morning. It was a sneak attack. It was a surprise thing. And I will work on getting the podcast out for you guys. The kid does all the recording, and then I help him edit it because he's a little bit hard on that part. And we'll get that stuff out. And for those of you who want the behind the scenes stuff that you never get to see, Patreon is the way to go. Costs $1, it's $1, but Patreon gets all the personal stuff that you guys don't get to see It's the behind the scenes garbage. So yeah, if you want to go there, and that's it. So I'm not sure what some of that's saying in there. Anyway, that's it. I'm full of shit. I'm always wrong. I never tell the truth. I can't tell the same lie twice. So I'm going to head out, and guess what? I will catch all of you guys when? On the flip side.